Bravo with this unseen footage. I cannot.
Well, he's a cutie pie. I might put him in Potomac. Okay, yes. Yeah, he can come right on to Potomac.
What's up, y'all? This is your boy RHOP. We're back with another video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I don't even know what you're waiting for at this point. Go ahead and hit that button down below. Hit that notification bell button so you don't miss a single bit of what we got going on today. And listen, I'm going to keep this intro real short because, to be very honest with you, last night's episode of Real Housewives of Potomac was too juicy. It was too crazy. And then everything that was going on while the episode was happening with everybody tweeting and commenting, and then Ashley jumping on live at the end and explaining exactly what really went down. We got a lot to talk about in this episode, but first things first, let me get into this. Bravo TV. Hand clap, applause. Because what y'all doing right now with the Real Housewives of Potomac is kind of unprecedented. And to me, and this is just me, y'all know I love me some Atlanta. But listen, Atlanta better come with it this season, because this season of Real Housewives of Potomac is probably some of the best Housewives television ever, okay? What they are doing with this cast is the best ever at this moment. I gotta tell y'all, it's fresh, it's new, it's exciting, it's funny, it is lighthearted, but it's shady all at once. And the editors on this show, listen. First things first, the first thing I gotta address is, this is my entire mood right here.
Got these kids getting lit. 2 on 3 on like this. Red cups in the yard. About to run up the squad.
Katie Rost, you are a mood and a half, okay? You are a mood and a half. I'm living for you. I'm living for this Party City wig you had on. I am living for you in general, Katie. Please just continue to give us more. She hashtags the Katie Factor on her Instagram page. Y'all go follow this girl. Give us some love. Because she is, listen. And I don't know what to say about this thing that she brought out with Michael and her ex-man Jacob, but it was juicy. But okay, it's so much to break down in this episode, so much to break down. I'm just gonna hit the highlights. Monique, oh girl. Monique and these text messages, text message gate. The girls were going off online about Monique making this power play with these text messages, basically showing Ashley and the cameraman her text messages between her and Candiace in reference to what Candiace was saying about Ashley. I was like, ooh, Monique, ooh. And so here's what I like, okay? Some of y'all tell me that I ride too hard for Monique. Okay, yeah, I do. I like her. I can't help it. I like her. I like her. But at the end of the day, what I do like though is that even though that was a messy move, Monique, it was a messy move. I like that when you were tweeting, you didn't back down from it. And see, that's what I like. I like that listen, you can do one of two things. You can, when you do some mess, you can either say, it was messy, I did it, yup, and I don't feel bad about it. Or you can say, oh, you know what, that was a mess. I'm so sorry, I admit it. What am I gonna do? Okay, take it one or two routes, right? But own it regardless. And I like the fact that she definitely owned the mess. I mean, she owned the mess. Come on now. I'm here for it. Now, listen. Don't release none of my text messages. I don't care if we friends or not. Don't do it, because I will be at your house knocking at your door. Okay? Moving right along. This Ashley situation. Okay? Ashley and Michael, the charges have been dropped, okay? Now, that's at the beginning of the episode, but then at the end of the episode, we see the footage of, a lot of stuff happened in between on this episode. Robyn had a lipstick party. Robyn, do more of these types of events at your place, because we need to see more of you doing things and inviting the people. Y'all got the burp. Inviting the people over to your house to do something glam. Like, we know you got a lipstick line or something like that. While I really think that you should have more of an athletics line, joggers. I enjoyed seeing everybody kind of gather at your home for some champagne and some lipstick or whatever. Side note, why am I addicted to watching makeup tutorials? I don't know. Something wrong with me. I like mukbangs too. Anyway, having said all that, that's where we get the gossip from Katie. Thank you, Katie, for that little tidbit. And then they go to a haunted house for Juan's birthday, which I thought was an excellent idea. I will be going to a haunted house, and that one that they went to, I have been there, and it is amazing. Okay, so that's that. Now, the ladies confront Ashley about her, what's going on with Michael. We saw y'all on the news, this, that, and the third. Side note, Monique, I don't know where you do your podcast at, but you should probably bring it to YouTube, and we can see it more often, because I think that it would do even better on YouTube. Now, I don't know where it's at, and I'm sure it's getting a lot of downloads. However, what you should do is use a repost situation so you can also post it on YouTube, and you can let us see it here as well, because we want to see you as well as hear you. I know that's how I feel. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Anyway, moving along. So, okay. Now listen, let's get into this footage. I just want to talk about this footage real quick. Now this footage that Bravo brought out, oh my God. Listen, I say listen a lot, but listen, this was, let me break down some things. So in the footage, Michael basically pops up behind this cameraman, says something to the effect, hey, you all right? Giggles, and the man is like, don't do that. So clearly Michael went up to the guy. Now, whether what he was trying to do was move past him or not, but what we can clearly see is that action happening. That don't really sound like he was trying to pass by him and behind him and maybe bumped up against him. I don't know, did he bump up against him and do a little something like this? Was it a little something like that? You know what I'm saying? Was it that? Or was it just a, ooh, my bad? Because it don't sound like that, right? But it's a couple of things that we got to discuss. Now, Ashley went live last night on her Instagram, and I don't know if y'all caught it. I'm going to give y'all a long clip of it. It is long, but listen to it all, because it's going to give you a breakdown of exactly what happened, and you need to see it, and we need to talk about it. So go ahead, roll the tape.
Let me first start by saying that I know that we signed up to do a reality show. However, since this season, there have been a lot of liberties taken that I know it's to make a show, but quite frankly, they've been crossing lines and pushing buttons and splicing things in ways that I don't even know how that's possible or even why. Okay, so let me first start by saying that Michael was completely exonerated by a prosecutor in the court of law as to the claims that were made. Okay, so someone who is very educated and skilled in legality and all of that stuff already examined the case, did all of the due diligence, and that was the outcome. So in the court of public opinion now, where things can be misconstrued and narratives can be created that aren't true, the reality is it really has been evaluated already in the court of law, and that was the outcome. So, and believe me, if there was something there, if there had been any inkling of doubt, I assure you, Michael does not get any preferential treatment. He doesn't know anybody like that. He would definitely have been prosecuted, and he was treated fairly and given the adequate treatment for what happened and completely exonerated. Okay, the case was thrown out. Secondly, it should also be known that this camera guy quit immediately after all of this stuff went down. He went to, after the case was dismissed, it wasn't even a case, there was a hearing to see if there would be a case. It was dismissed because there was no evidence, nothing backing what he was saying. He went to TMZ to get a payout for the story, and then had an attorney reach out to my husband and basically try to extort money from him. Okay, now that's what y'all don't know, and I couldn't really talk about it at the time because I wasn't sure what I was allowed to say, but now Michael has told me what I'm allowed to say, and that is the truth, okay? So, all these things that this cameraman says Michael did, now let's actually get to the footage itself, okay? First of all, yes, Michael does acknowledge that he was trying to get out of the doorway and that the cameraman was there. As we see, Michael is the cameraman is in motion and walking. Michael is behind him, trying to get over around him. Mind you, he's a big guy, okay? He's I think like 6'5" or something, big guy. And Michael acknowledges that yes, he bumped him. And so when I guess even just like the fact that Michael had accidentally bumped him, he apologized. Like and to him that was like, oh, sorry, like okay, no problems. I didn't realize that that I hurt you or something. So Michael did. He took responsibility. The fact that the women are saying like, oh, well, Michael is completely owning it. Are you kidding me? Michael's not lying about anything. He's not saying that he wasn't in the same space. It's like if someone is accused of murder and you see them and they shake hands with the person earlier in the day. So that person is not saying like, oh, I didn't see person B. No, they're not saying that. What they're saying is I didn't kill that person. So that doesn't make them automatically guilty because they saw that person that day. Is that like, come on, how do you draw that conclusion? Okay, so that is completely, it's BS. And yes, like Michael, he made a joke in the first season with Andrew because we had been hanging out with Katie and Andrew quite a bit off camera, and that was a friendship, and Michael did it to be funny. He didn't know, and neither did I, that it would be cause for someone to be able to then create some sort of basically target on us, on my husband in particular, and try to extort money out of him. If you're not trying to extort money, then you don't threaten a civil suit and then ask instead for a payout, okay? The other thing, and this is where the production lines are getting blurred and it's getting a little crazy now. That the last clip where before the episode goes off and Michael says, and I didn't touch your butt, he's talking to Monique's cousin Hank, and Hank calls Michael Mike. So the person who's saying Mike is Hank, Monique's cousin, and it's an ongoing joke Hank always makes about about season 1, and he says it's always something that they talk about, and well, that Hank talks about and jokes about with Michael, and so he made the joke then in that moment. So what was then done is 4 hours after this alleged incident happened, production is using an audio clip that was between Monique's cousin Hank and Michael, and making it look as though it was between Michael and the camera guy, whose name is Mike. Now, that is complete BS. That's not how that happened in any capacity whatsoever. And the fact that it's being used to make Michael look guilty and to make Michael look like he's admitting something that he didn't do is insane. And this is the second time now this is happening. In the episode at my uncle's birthday party, when Michael is talking about saying, when Michael says, oh, I may have said some things I shouldn't have said, he's talking about things that he said about my mom on the show. Now, what people don't understand is when we film these shows and when we have our friends and family around, they talk about the show. They'll talk about, they're enamored by the cameras, first of all, and secondly, they'll talk about the show as though they're not on the show. Like, they completely break the fourth wall, and that usually isn't included, right? Makes sense. In that instance, there was a family member there he wasn't a family member. There was a person there who was asking, how is the relationship between you and Sheila, my mom, after what we saw on the show? Because the cameras were there and the person was asking, and everyone was curious to see how Michael and my mom would interact, because no one had seen my mom and Michael in the same space really, and what we saw on TV was obviously very tense. So that was where that situation was, and instead that was extracted, that audio was extracted and then placed in to make it seem as though Michael was talking about saying that he shouldn't have said something that is now being used to be a storyline. And it's just getting really out of hand, and I don't usually mind. I understand this is a show, I understand all of that, but now it's just getting a little out of hand, because these are blatant lies, and this was a really serious thing. And the fact that it's now being used for entertainment in this way is really messed up. And it's just not. Michael said don't do, the camera guy said don't do that. He said please don't do that, as in don't touch me. And Michael realized he didn't mean to touch him. It was not intentional for him to touch him. So he said, all right, sorry, no problem. He realized that he said sorry. Now, what this camera guy is alleging, and which y'all don't know, is he's alleging something very extreme and much different happened than what is being put out in the media. What he is saying, for this to have been a 4th degree sexual assault, he is saying that Michael did something very different than what you saw on that camera, okay? And that's total BS. Michael accidentally touching somebody who, when he was trying to come outside, that is exactly what happened. Now, what was said, as I'm saying, in that court case, in his allegations, were completely different and much more severe.
So much to break down. I'm not gonna take all day to do it. What I'm gonna do is we gonna give it to you raw, real quick. First things first, I'm going on what she said. So Bravo Production, do not be mad at me, because I hope to keep my relationships great with all production companies, simply because I have worked with them before. So, having said that, what Ashley is saying is that the production team is doing some slicing and dicing of the footage to make it seem like the two instances that we saw in the clip were related, but they are allegedly not. Now, Monique has indicated on her Instagram, as well as her cousin Hank, who we also follow, and go follow both of them, because they're just delightful people, just delightful. And so Hank is basically saying that this was him and Michael having a separate conversation, that the audio was taken and added into that situation to add to Michael doing the, hey, you all right? And you know, or whatever happened. I don't know. I'm just listen. That's speculation. I don't know. It's not the truth. I just made that up. But I was wondering, could it be? Or was it? And so anyway, this is what I think probably happened. I think Michael is probably known for maybe grabbing a butt or two, not in a malicious way, not in a nasty way. I think that's just what he does, you know. And I felt like he might have felt like he was in a situation where he was familiar, and he was doing something familiar with a person that he's unfamiliar with. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? That's just like when somebody that you don't know tries to joke with you, and you like, but you don't know me, so you can't joke with me yet because you don't know what I find offensive, and you don't know what my boundaries are, so why are you trying to joke with me like we know each other and we don't? It's like that. That's what I feel like happened. But now we get more of the story from Ashley. That's because, see, okay, so now listening to Ashley, I'm like, this man was trying to get something. He was saying, run me my coins. Run me my coins. Okay? So that's what makes this man seem unbelievable now. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like it was probably something more along the playful route and less around the I'm trying to get you. Okay? I'm trying to get you, you know, route. I don't think Michael was trying to do that. And do I think that he is gay? I don't necessarily know if I think he's gay as much as I think that he is probably just freer. You know what I'm saying? I think that probably, and you guys, if you're watching from Australia, because I know we got people watching from all different countries, let me know if it's just a little bit of a freer situation, you know, in Australia where you can kind of tap a dude's butt, because I know that, you know, in sports, that's done all the time and nobody thinks anything of it. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what the case is, what the real deal is, and then just let me know what y'all think. You know, having seen this episode, I am really interested, because I know some of y'all get real passionate about these shows, just as passionate as me. And I know that y'all got some opinions, and I need to know what y'all think. Am I the only person thinking like this? Was I wondering the same? Were y'all wondering the same things as me? I really don't know. But what I do know is that this whole situation is about to get real interesting because Andy tweeted, get your questions ready for the reunion because we about to film for Potomac. Well, he didn't say that, but you know, I'm paraphrasing exactly what he said. So anyway, we do know that the Potomac reunion is coming up soon. So my thing is, it's episode after episode of craziness and I don't even know where they're gonna go to next. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's next? Listen, I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this, all of this, everything that we've been seeing. Shout out to Ashley for jumping on her live to sort of clear things up. I don't know how that's going to work for her in terms of, you know, her contract, because a lot of times you're not supposed to be revealing production secrets. Like there are things that, you know, on shows that I've worked on that I would never talk about because, you know, you sign contracts and so you just don't, and also too, you just don't want to develop a bad relationship with the network. So there's that. But again, let me know what y'all think in the comments about all of this. Are y'all excited about Potomac? Do y'all think it's getting better than Atlanta? And are y'all excited about Married to Medicine coming up? Because I can't wait for that to come back because we're going to be talking about that. Somebody DM me and asked me why I'm going to talk about Married to Medicine. But don't worry, we're going to be talking about that show too as well on this channel. Now listen, I got to go, y'all. But make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell button, and listen, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at DJRichieSkye. Follow my other channel, it's my personal channel, it's RHOP in real life. We're gonna be doing men's makeup, we're going to be talking about man weaves, we're talking about travel and all that good stuff, male grooming. It's gonna be a lot of fun stuff on that channel that we're gonna be talking about, and you know, just having fun, just having a good old time. And otherwise, guys, I will see you in the next video.